Good morning. Good morning. Today's Friday. That's what it is. I'm Tiffany, and I always have the shakes, so it makes it so hard to hold the camera. Anyway, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. It's Friday, and it's morning time, and I have a goal today. I have a goal, a big goal of quilting 6 wall hangings. I prepped 6 wall hangings to do today. I probably won't get to all of them on a live stream, obviously, but I have a goal. So let's see who's here. We got Jim here and 6 other people that have not spoken yet. So good morning, 6 other people who have not spoken yet. Um, so right now we're in the quilt room so that I could show you all of my plans for today. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Honor. And I have lots of plans for today of 6 mini quilts because I need to get them done. Hi, Crystal. Good morning, friends. I'm not used to the camera being on this side, and don't mind my shakes because I always have the shakes and I cannot control it. Hi, Geraldine. Hi, Adam Sews. So yeah, okay. Since there's plenty of you here now, we got Christine, Pamela, Sharon, Karina. Let's turn this camera around and show you my goal for today, my hefty goal. Lulu, Kathleen, and Kim. All right. So, goal number uno, this mini quilt. The reason why I need to get this mini quilt done is because I am entering it into a show. Further on that as soon as it's finished. Next mini quilt is this little wall hanging that Scott and I made together on the embroidery machine. I'm totally quilting that today. And I made backing for all these quilts. Then I have my Open Gates project. I need to get that quilted. So that is today's goal. And then obviously I made a batting mess because I needed all the big chunks of batting that I can find for all this. Then this is something that came in a box from a friend. So I'm going to get that quilted up. And then we have my watercolor quilt. That is also going to get quilted up. And I chose an antique backing for it. Or not antique. It looks antique. It's vintage, but it looks antique. And then we have this also that came from a friend in a box of goodies. So that's 6 total quilts. All the backs are with them. And I'm going to go ahead by starting with this little guy right here. And we're going to take this out to the long arm and get started on it. So let's go. Oh, look at this sneak peek of my brand new flooring. All right. I'm actually getting ready to make that video for you guys so you can all watch it. We're going to go right here to the long arm. Sorry for blocking the camera. And we're going to load this up and quilt it. And oops, the cord goes on this side. All right, so I'm probably going to leave you on this mount and try to put you in close instead of putting you on the long arm where it shakes too much. And I'm not using a microphone today because I'm using just the phone itself. Macbev is here, Deb is here, Joan is here, Sharon, Tracy. Hello and good morning, everyone. Wow, the lighting out here. Oh, there it goes. All right, here we go. So I'm quilting on a King Quilter Elite 2 Special Edition. Simple, easy to load because I have red snappers. Just gonna throw that out of the way. I'm gonna grab my backing fabric, which is black. I'm literally just gonna throw it on here. Any of you guys want to know the truth? This is the first time I'm long arming since the house has been finished. I haven't done no long arm quilting since everything's been done. So you guys get to watch me try to catch myself back up with what I'm used to doing all the time. Just need to line this up right here, snap it on. Try to make everything as level as possible. You can read comments to me if you want.
Yeah, of course. How many can ask questions.
You guys can ask questions all you want. Scott will read them to me, and I'll obviously try to yell the answer to you. I'm just going to roll this up and then snap the back on. I'm also going to peel away any loose threads that are on the back. Just a little bit right here. I probably didn't even need to do that, but I'm doing it anyway. All right. Looks nice and straight and level to me. Pull a little bit more off. Perfect. Grab a snapper.
What are you using for the backing?
Just black solid fabric for the backing of this one. They all have different backing, but 3 of them are getting black backing because they're just wall hangings anyway, so they don't need anything special to hang on a wall. All right, that one is.
Do you want me to help you roll?
Nope.
A flip?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, that one is on there. I'm going to just leave the bar on here. I'm going to go ahead and load this up right here. I'm going to put some clips on both sides. Right
Do we even
here.
know where that quote park is?
Nope, I do not know where Forest Park is. If any of you know where Forest Park is, yeah, you
Are you
can
just making it for the
type it in the chat. Yeah, I'm trying to get all these little things done. All right, put that down there. Oh, I forgot this one broke. In the midst of doing our floors, one of my clips broke. All right, now I just need to load some thread on the long arm, which you'll be able to see me do right here. We're going with black thread on the top and in the bobbin, which I don't have any black bobbins rolled, so we got to do that first. Go figure. So I'm going to put a thread net on my thread because I prefer to have a thread net at the long arm. It works so much easier, so I have this net that goes over the thread. And now I got to find my thread because it came out of my finger. There we go. Got my thread net on. I'm just going to roll a single bobbin because I think that's all I'll need. I'm back behind the machine doing that. And now I need some snips. Where did my snippies go?
It's in St. Louis, according to Patty.
It's in St. Louis, Forest Park.
Yeah, according to Patty.
Awesome. That's
Says
in
it's an amazing
Missouri.
place. What kind of bobbin liner do you use?
I use what came with my King quilter, and it's Japanese, Chinese, Indian chief. I have no idea what it really is. It's in different language.
What are we doing?
What did you say?
Are we giving this away? Are we selling this? Do you know what we're doing? This is me. That's nobody else.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know right now.
Okay.
I have a bobbin rolling. Give it a second because I don't have a second black thread. I usually have 2 of each color, but I used up my second spool. So now I'm only on 1 spool of black. All right, there's the bobbin. Here's the top thread. We're going to tie it up on the thingamabobber where it goes. I'm also going to find where the other thread gets stuck up here. Oh man, I haven't used this machine in a while, so it's kind of a little messed up. Everything's stuck to everything from being covered for over a month. All right, so I just tie it off and pull it through. My tension and everything should all be the same because nothing's been messed with since the last time this was used, so it should all be good. All right, let's put a bobbin up in there. And then I'll bring you closer so you can watch me quilt. I don't know, wood grain? Let's do wood grain on this one. Come on, get over there. There we go. All right.
And they have a zoo, an art museum, a history museum, a golf course, and a theater.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff. All right, we're going to do the wood grain quilting, but first I'm going to baste this. So I'm just basting the quilt so that it stays nice and flat, nice and straight. Come down the side. Back across the top. And then down the other side. I always baste the sides of the quilt as I go. Normally it doesn't come off this top bar like this, but right now it is because I didn't shove it under the bar, which I'm going to go ahead and do at this very moment. While I beat myself up with my long arm. I tend to do that. I tend to beat myself up quite often with all the quilting that I do. All right, we're going to put this in precision mode at 10 stitches per inch, and I am going to quilt wood grain, which will be hard to tell what I'm doing. So I'm hoping you guys can kind of see. I'm just going to do squiggly lines, and I'm going to save big chunks for the wood grain to go in. I'm going to check my tension real quickly, like, to make sure it's good. Oh, I can't even tell because it's black. Where's my flashlight? It's missing. Scotty, my flashlight's missing.
Okay, do you want my cell phone to use? I
Please.
don't know what to give you. Do you want one of the little ones in the bedroom?
Yeah, for now. I need just the flashlight.
Here, just use this for now.
All right, gotta check my thing. Oh, that looks amazing. Yeah, it's great. I always like to make sure that the tension is good, and I don't have a mirror or anything underneath. I kind of just go with the flow.
This one is working like a champ.
Okay, good.
Where did you hide my cell phone?
It's right there.
Okay, thank you.
All right, here we go. So I'm going to come in and fill in this top section. And there's no specifics on wood grain. Oh, yeah, you can't tell what I'm doing. We might have to put you on the frame. Let's put you guys on the frame. Sorry about this. You didn't lose me. Don't worry. Ugh, get off this hook. Go under, over, and into the other hook. All right, here we go. Remember that this mount shakes just a little bit. Okay, so don't freak out. I'm gonna go in, come in, under, in, and then back out. Out, under. I'm kind of just creating the wood grain look. And I just go back and forth. Like this, like wood grain. So I'm going to come in right here. Make a small one right here. It's like making a little knot. And all you do is just do crooked lines. Do a little wood grain right here. So that's just a knot that I just put in there. So I'm literally going to stitch right through the Forest Park words and everything. I'm not going to go around it or anything. Just stitching right through them. It's not vinyl or anything. It's just the print. So you can go back and forth until it's filled in. There's no specific spacing. No, I have water, which I need to take a drink of because of the talking. I'm sick right now also, guys, so talking is actually making my throat really dry. I have a nice, lovely hole in my ear with ear infection and a cold. Go figure. And yeah, the beeping sound is just me going a little too fast. And there's no rule to how many knots that you can put in your wood grain. Just fill in the area. So I'm going to advance it a little because I'm getting close to my bar. I'm going to advance it the rest of the way. That should be halfway right there. going to go ahead and baste the rest of the quilt now, all the way the rest of the way. Let's move that down here and move that down to there. Put that in my last stitch. Right there. There we go. And I'm just basting it nice and square. And I do give it a little bit of a tug because I don't want no puckers. And they lay really flat when I do this. And I keep it all nice and square. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Let's turn it back on precision. 10 stitches per inch and continue on. And you can do little funky things to fill in empty space with little points, like this. So if you have a spot that you want to fill in, you can just fill it in. My basting is a 1/2 stitch an inch. And so I have an empty spot right here. Just fill that in. And like I said, they can be small knots or big. You don't have to come all the way around. You can just come in. This will have black binding. We are are done. And obviously I got, you know, little pieces of thread here and there that I'll need to pull out because they, you know, get stitched in. But quilt numero uno is now complete.
One down, and how many more?
One more, one down, 5 to go.
5 to go.
All right, so I'm gonna just sit you guys right here for a second. I'm gonna pull it off. And I'll show you what it looks like. All the leftover fabric from the back will be what I use for the binding. On this one, I cut just the right amount to bind it with. All right, so let me take it off of here and I'll show you what it looks like. Let's put it on the floor. Obviously it needs to be dusted now, but we're coming out of the mount and you're gonna come over here to the floor for number 1 being done. All right, so there is wood grain. There, it's focusing, there we go. So there's what wood grain looks like. This one has a lot of knots, but that's perfectly fine. Like I said, there's no rule to how many knots you need in your wood grain. You can space it out, you can put a ton, you can just go at it, have fun. That's what the back looks like. Looks so good. Look at the texture that's created.
Jim wants to know if you'd ever just bring the backing to the front to bind.
I've done that before too, bringing the backing to the front to bind. So that's what it looks like on the back. Very filled with texture. All right. But like I said, I cut enough of this to make binding with. All right. So here we go. We're going to take this to the room, grab another one. We're just going to move on to the next, which is my watercolor quilt. So we're going to take this out there now. And I'm going to put you on the outer frame first so that I can load it and have nothing in my way. Plug it back in or else it'll die on me. Tip you guys up so you can watch me load it. All right, so move the quilt top out of the way. Let's load this backing and then we're going to change to a different thread color. All right. This is the backing fabric, by the way. Look at that. All right. I'm just going to lay that over this. Pull this back around. This is where having the red snappers really helps because I'm doing one project after another, after another. I'm just going to lay this on here, nice and straight. The quilt backing always faces down, so it's wrong side up.
Kim likes your backing.
I like this backing too. I've had it for a few years, this fabric, and I never knew what to use it for until this watercolor quilt. Then I was like, wow, this is like the perfect backing for a watercolor quilt. Oops. No, don't do that. Don't do that. There we go. Nice and tight. I'm very meticulous about loading my quilts. All right, just gonna flip this back out back here. Nice and straight. And I need a little bit more tugging. This one's cut almost exactly to size. I did not leave much room for error with this one. All right. straight right there.
Oh, they love your hoodie.
Yes, thank you. I love my hoodie too. I actually wore it to the grocery store this morning.
It's not a house coat.
It's not a house coat. It's called an hoodie. And it was gifted to me by a very special friend of mine who loves me so much. She wanted me to join the hoodie club. And I love it. I just constantly wear it because I'm constantly cold this time of year. So it's keeping me super warm.
And you had a lot of people in the grocery store.
And yeah,
watching you.
everyone at the grocery store was watching and staring at me wearing my hoodie in the store. I never went in public with it.
Kim says no matter what it is, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. And it glows in the dark. Which is hard to see on camera, which kind of sucks. All right. That's snapped on. Let's put these on the back. Right here and right here. We're going to tighten them down. I don't put them too tight, but I do stretch it just a little. All right, let's put the other side clamps on. One of my side clamps got broke with all the moving. See? It still works though, as long as I make sure that this is down properly. It still will grab.
It's still good.
It's still good, yes. When it breaks completely off, then I'll be worried. All right, let me tighten those ones. And then we need to choose a thread color in hopes that I have a bobbin already rolled for said thread color. All right. This one, we're going to go ahead and move the pole out of the way.
I could have done that for you.
We're going to put the quilt up here. Now remember, I did not applique stitch. If you guys saw the video, I didn't applique stitch this down. This is actually just going to get stitched down by the long arm. I'm just going to do an all over on it. Probably going to do some flowers. I think I'm going to just do a ton of different flowers all over the whole thing.
Oh, I remember when you made that quilt.
Yeah, this was the frustrating quilt.
Yes, I remember.
This was a very frustrating quilt. All right, so we're going to go with, trying to think of a thread color right now, guys. I think a green, honestly. So I'm going to go back here and find a green.
Green work?
Oh, yeah, tan. Let's see.
That's mine.
Oh, how about this color? Chestnut. Chestnut goes with everything.
That's my idea. See, Scotty has a good color idea every now and then.
Let's see. There's chestnut on there. That looks good. Sea mist green may look good too.
It's sea mist, not sea foam.
Nope, sea mist. Ooh, that looks pretty on there. Brown, you said? Let's
Or
try.
tan.
Let's try light tan. I don't like it on the applique part. Or khaki, because khaki goes with everything. You may not think it, but it does. Oh yeah, khaki looks good too. All right, let's come around with the camera and see what everybody thinks of these thread colors. Camera's moving.
That might
Sorry.
be hard to tell with the camera, honey.
All right. Can you see the thread colors? So here's khaki right here.
Okay.
Khaki is right here. Then we have, this one is called chestnut. Where did it go? It's right here. It reminds me of a rose on here.
That's hard for you and I to see.
And then this green one is sea mist right here. There's sea mist coming through. And then this one is light tan.
What was this one's khaki?
Yeah, khaki. I don't know. Khaki is what Jim said. I like khaki on here. It's really seeable.
I don't know, to be honest.
Does it look good down here? It looks good down here too.
It's hard to...
Yeah, I like khaki. Yep, Kim says khaki too. We're going with khaki. All right, we're going to put you guys back in the frame. Khaki it is, because I like it too. All right, back in the holder. Clean all these threads up. Now I'm just going to place them back here. And I always use glide thread 90% of the time on long arm quilting.
Debbie likes the green one.
All right, we're going with khaki. Where'd it go? Right there. All right, do I need to roll a bobbin for khaki? Let's see. Nope, I have khaki bobbins already rolled. Look at that. I was prepared today. All right, we're gonna just pull this black one down, snip it off. I gotta find all my snips. I don't know where they went since we did the house.
Do you need me to go get a pair out the wall?
No,
I can go get you a pair.
no, I think they're all in that top drawer over there. All right, so I'm gonna tie this thread on here. I put my thread net on, which you guys probably can't see what I'm doing back here at the moment. And then adjust the camera upward. All right, that's there. We're gonna pull it through and load the bobbin.
Oh yeah, I can see that thread.
All right, we're gonna pull this
Very
black through. Snip that off. Roll the waist up, toss it to the side. We're going to use an almost empty bobbin first because I'm trying to use up some of these rolled bobbins. We're going to need black again, so I'm going to leave that out. I don't get much dust with my glide thread, so I don't really clean the bobbin area out after every quilt. And since these are mini quilts, I really don't worry about it too much. All right, I'm going to go ahead and baste this one. All right, now I'm going to come down the side. I'm just gonna make a big thread mess over here today.
You have your little thread trash thing over there, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you need to move it closer?
No. All right, just kind of giving a small little tug. Like I said, none of the applique is tied down on here, so I know that it's probably gonna shift a little because it's not stitched down, and I'm gonna try my best to go over it all without, messing up anything. Alrighty, I'm gonna put you back on that mount now. Oy, oy, oy. All right, here we go. We're gonna go over to the other mount, and we're gonna quilt flowers. This is a total back and forth game today, guys. All right. Back into the mount. So sorry for those that get motion sick from moving the mount constantly, but I have no other choice. Okay. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to quilt. What do we want? Pointy flowers, just any kind of flower. Any kind of flower. Okay. That's what we'll do.
I don't know.
1, make a little thing. All right. Then we're gonna make loop-de-loops, rounded flowers. Huh?
I'm confused. Wouldn't backside go against each other?
The thread colors, yes, they're going to be different color back there, but I really don't care on that. I've never cared what the thread looks like on the back. As long as the tension is good. And actually the thread looks beautiful on the back. It actually looks like a gold on the back side. I just looked at it with the flashlight and it looks gold. So that's a plus because of the frames on the things. We're just going to use loop-de-loops and leaves to get around. Loop-de-loops, leaves, flowers. I know how to do like a ton of flowers, guys. Like I really know how to quilt lots of different flowers. Do a rose. Leave it with the loop-de-loop. A leaf. Loop-de-loop. Trying to tighten up the stitching real quick. I'm not trying to make it like super heavy, but I did realize since the applique is just like not hand, it's just glued on there and I really need to be able to get over it all. I think the quilting should be tighter. That's why I went and did that. And I just crossed over, and guess what? I crossed over right here because I'm not paying attention, but I'm going to leave it. I don't care. I kind of try to make my way like diagonally on the quilt and fill in. I go back and fill in and go back and fill in. Okay, here we go. Over the applique. Let's put a leaf there. stuff. Little leaf right here. My hair is always quilted into the quilts. It's highly annoying that I quilt my hair into the quilts. Oh, okay, that bobbin ran out. I knew it was sounding funny to me. All right, let me pop another bobbin in here. And this one should be able to finish the whole quilt. Any questions, Scott, while I'm doing this?
If you get a Tiffy quilt, you truly do get a piece of Tiffy with the quilt.
Yeah, you get more than just a piece of me. You get a lot of my DNA on here. All right, I'm going to tie that off like that. There we go. Do a double leaf on that one. I got a leaf there. Okay, is that fully filled in? Fully filled in? Okay, good. We're gonna just come down here. We're gonna advance the quilt. Well, the other side needs to go a little higher, but we'll get there when I do it over there.
Can you explain to them what Streamlabs is?
Streamlabs is a bot that works for me on the computer so that all we have to do is enter codes. Now those codes, the explanation, whatever Scott puts after it, when it pops up, that is a link that usually goes to something that we're talking about, or it welcomes people, or all sorts of whatever we use those links for. The Streambots is a thing excuse me, that only works during the live stream in the live chat, so that all we have to do is put a code and then it will respond with the correct thing for that code. It just helps us out a little. All right. Oops, no, I'm going to baste. So that's what the Streamlabs thing is. It's just a bot that helps us out in the chat. I'm just basting now. Down the sides. I'll have to do that again because it's going to need one more pass after this. Oops, come on. This isn't a whole pass either. I just kind of went halfway. That way I can fill in all these sections. So I'm going to again just start off with flowers and loops and leaves. Okay, here we go. Over all this applique, really good. Put a flower in here. I'm also making sure that I'm not picking up any of the edges. It is raw edge applique after all, so I'm making sure that it's all landing nicely. Yeah, it's a vintage border fabric. Everything is, well, all this, I don't know if it's vintage. It looks vintage, reproduction vintage. This is vintage and this is not. And then the back is vintage. But, you know, it looks vintage, so that's why I went with this. But some of these squares, they do look old. They look like old fabric. And I'm pretty sure the person that put these kits together puts as much flower prints or whatever as possible. And you can tell the difference in age with some of them. You know, this is newer. This is definitely older. They're not all new prints. You can just tell by the weave of the print and everything. It's definitely older fabric mixed in here. You can tell it's going over multiple layers of applique and glue because the machine sounds like it's fogging a little bit. That means it's going over the applique. Making sure we get over it very good. Even all these little pieces. It's only a wall hanging, so it'll probably never get washed. Even if I sell it or anything, it'll never get washed, so it's not really going to matter as long as there's stitching holding everything down as best as possible. I'm going to make sure that my stitching goes over that really good. See how it just lifted up that right now? We're gonna make sure to do a rose right here. I'm carefully holding it down, going super slow. Make sure that all that gets caught with the stitching. I'm gonna do 2 leaves off of that. And exit this side. Making sure that I stitch over that really good and stitch over this. Here we go. It's going to lift this up. I'm going to be careful, lift my foot up. And we're going to do another rose, only because that's the best one that holds all this down really nicely. And there we go. A leaf on that. Make sure all this is down. Little leaf. We'll do a nice flower. Back over all this. We're gonna get that back under there. Lift my needle up, come down on it. There we go. Had a brain fart right there. It happens. Okay. Let's take this down now to the next level. So I'm just gonna advance the quilt now the rest of the way. This one's taken just a little bit longer than the last, but it's getting done. All right, now since I'm already on this side, I'm just going to start my basting right here.
Tell me about your machine.
My machine is a King Quilter 2 Elite Special Edition. The Special Edition part just means that it has a bigger screen than the little 3.5 or 2.3. I don't know how big the screen is for the regulars. I just know that I have a 7 by 4-inch screen, I think. And the screen is just to adjust my stitch length or change my basting stitch or whatever. It's not computerized. This is all manual. Scott put a link in if you guys are curious about it, though. All right, here we go. There that'll probably get covered by binding. All that's going to get covered by binding right there. Actually, I try to fill everything in, you know what I mean? Only because that's just what I do. that we get it nice and good when we get up there, because as you can see already, there's a piece right here. He's, you know, trying to escape. What?
Do you want me to bring the next one out for you so you don't have to walk back toward the camera?
I'm gonna take the camera off to show it the quilting and stuff anyway.
Yes,
So
I mean to walk back and forth.
oh,
So
I'll
you don't have
grab.
to
I'll
walk
go
in
grab
and
the
out.
next one. I could just sit right here.
Okay. I'm gonna grab them for you so you don't have to walk back and forth with the camera.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna walk with the camera. This next one. Go. Let's make sure that this all. We're gonna put a rose right here.
What do you think of sit-down Longarm machines that are
I think if you want to have a sit down on a table, then do it. I have nothing against those. It is a little pain in the rear because your shoulders and neck, if you're not sitting correctly, your shoulders and neck is just like any free motion quilting on any sit down machine, on any domestic. You need to make sure that you're sitting correctly and your posture is good. Same with when I'm here on the long arm, sit correctly, posture good. It really helps, but sit down, yeah, do it. They have new sit down machines. They look like this. Most of the sit down long arms look like this. And some of them now have like this sensor thing. So they have stitch regulators built into a sensor that's down in the bottom base part right here. So when you move the fabric over the sensor, it uses the stitch regulator. So that's pretty cool about some of the newer ones. Some of the older ones don't have that. You just turn it on and the needle goes up and down in manual mode and you stitch. But
aren't they harder to do a big quilt on?
no, you have the same amount of throat space to do a big king size quilt if you want, but if just letting you know that that's a lot of work for a king size quilt on a sit down. Now I've never done it on a sit down, but I have done a queen on my Juki. So it's a lot of work and it's a lot of shoulder exercise. Let's just say that. But yeah, it's totally worth it if you want to sit down. If that's all you have room for, I would say do it. If you have the money and the room for it, get it. Couple more little pieces of applique that I'm just gonna make sure are stitched over. And that was it on the applique part. Yes, most 99.999%. There's probably that one really quiet one out there, but most of them are loud. Yeah, they're all loud. like any sewing machine. It's just a bigger version. Okay. Sometimes I like to go across and make sure all spaces are filled in. I don't know why I do that. I could have just left it all alone. The binding probably will cover it anyway, but I do it anyway. All right, quilt number deuce done. Let's take this one off and show you what it looks like.
You sure you don't want me to grab the next one for you so you don't have to?
All right, I'm gonna move you guys right here. I'm gonna grab it when the camera's on, right here, out here.
Grab it, brought it to you. Something to do.
Oh, I don't know which one I want to do next, that's why.
Oh, okay.
All right. There's number 2. All right, I'm gonna lay it on the floor and show you. Totally out of the way for now. All right. Oh, that looks so nice. All right, here we go. We're gonna, camera's moving. Well, there we go. All right, there is this one. From the front, you can't tell because that khaki really blends in, like really blends in. If we come close, you can see leaves. And I tried to make sure that I hit all the applique pieces. Everything's crossed over. So it should be good. It will never need to be washed. Like I said, it's just something that you would just dust off or something or shake it off. So it should still be good. Let's see what this back looks like. All right, this is what all the stuff looks like on the back. Let me come up about right there. So you can see all the different little flowers. And then we'll come close. You can see all the loop-de-loops and flowers. And I probably can't even tell that little spot wherever I crossed over. It's somewhere. But can you see it? No. So does it matter? No. I've never really cared on stuff like that. It's just a tiny little area. If it was a client quilt, I'd probably pick it out, but you know, I don't need to on this. But that's what it looks like. So let's do one more front view and then I'll put you guys back on the thing. So there's my watercolor quilt.
We're all loving it. They're saying
All
it's beautiful.
quilted in just a ton of different flowers. All right, let's go back on the different mount real quick while I go grab quilt number 3. Because like I said, I have 6 to do today, but I don't think I'll get them all done in one video. All right, quilt number 3 is a sayings quilt. So we're going to do this one that says, create your own sunshine. Good things are going to happen. That's what this one says. So I'm going to go ahead and load the back very carefully, like, because now I don't have my second bar. So we're going to do this carefully by
A lot of
laying
people
them.
are saying they have the same floor as us.
Really?
They like our floor, yeah.
I love the flooring. I love rustic flooring, let me tell you. And this is definitely very rustic. All right,
Yes, it
throw
is.
that over. Just going to lay it nicely. It's oversized. So if I can just get it on here, nice and straight.
In hand?
Nope.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay. I'm
Now I
trying.
need to take a sip of water because my throat is really killing me.
I'm trying to help.
And we're going to switch back to black thread for this one. All right. Don't fall. I'm going to smooth it out. And then I'm going to throw that over there. That's pretty good. All right. I'm going to hook the back and then change the thread back to the black color. And then I should be good. Could you imagine if I had to pin all this over and over again? That would be such a hassle. I'm glad I don't pin anymore. And these are Renee's Red Snappers, if you're curious. I don't have a link to them, but if you go to SewingMachinesPlus, they sell them. All right. Roll that a little. We're going to put the black thread back on here. I'm just all over the place today. I should have did all the black thread quilts first. But I wasn't thinking. That means I need to roll another bobbin. Because the other one's just a halfer.
Was it SewingMachinesPlus?
Yeah.
Okay. I put a link for SewingMachinesPlus.
I'm pretty sure they have them.
Let them know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have them.
Okay, well, let them know.
Yep, Scott put a link in there. All the links that we put in my chats, by the way, guys, they are all affiliate links. So it doesn't cost you guys to use them, but it's just a little bit of extra support for my channel, which is kind of important because YouTube don't pay diddly squat. So I use affiliate links to make up for that. So when you guys purchase, I get a small portion of that purchase for recommending that website and their products. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pop this guy out and put the black in.
They're liking your hoodie too.
Yes, I love this thing. Like I told you, I've been wearing it every single day, morning, noon, and night.
Hoodie is the best.
It needs to be washed, though. It's starting to get ripe.
You keep saying that, but yet every time I do a load of laundry, you say, not yet, not yet.
Yeah. I'm going to roll a second black in case I need it again. I need a cough drop, Scotty.
Okay. And a new computer, Tiffy.
Did you drop it again?
Again, this is the first time I dropped this one, isn't it?
Oh. Alrighty. I'm just rolling one more black thread, but I'm doing it back here instead of coming around to the front because I'm lazy and I don't want to walk all the way around just yet. Or else I'd be doing all the other stuff. I guess I can pop this guy off first. Okay.
Hey, woman.
Thank you. This earache and cold is kicking my butt, let me tell you guys. And I had such high hopes for today.
What do you mean? You've done 2 quilts already?
Yeah, I'm on my 3rd quilt, so I'm doing good while sick.
How do you determine what size you want to make something?
I just make things. I don't determine a size until I make it, unless it's a pattern. I don't usually go by any size format with anything. Oh, I need to loosen that. Sorry, I'm blocking the camera probably. That will stay on there. And a lot of people ask me, why do I long arm the little quilts when I can stitch them on my domestic? Well, the reason for that, I own a long arm, so why not use it? That's why I don't quilt on the domestic anymore. So all these little quilts most people would do on a sit down, and I just load it on here. I'm lazy. Does that make me lazy because I want to do it this way? I mean, I'm actually standing to work, so technically that's not too lazy. All right, what do I want to quilt on this one?
Isn't it more work to load it on there? I wouldn't think that's lazy.
Well, no, because if you were to stitch on the other machine, you need to base the whole quilt with some kind of spray or adhesive or something. And this way is, you know, I don't know. All right, what should I do on this guy? He's got flower thingies, stars. We're going to do stars. No. Stars.
You know how many quilts you've made over time?
I'm over 800. I forgot the number already. And on the long arm, since I've owned it, I had just had the book out when we were cleaning up. Since I've owned the long arm, I did like 460 quilts on this long arm, and that's in the last 4.25 years, or 4.5 years. Yeah, I bought this 4.5 years ago. Scott got it for me for our anniversary / my birthday.
Well, tell them that's client quilts. You do client
Yeah,
quilts.
I do client quilts, so that's where the most of it comes from, is client quilts. But that does mean I don't do that many client quilts, because that's a pretty low number for some. But I don't have computerized, so that's why a lot of people don't come to me, because they just want to choose a panto and go for it. Did I make up my mind? What did I want to do?
I don't know yet. I don't think you said it.
I'm thinking stars. Let's do stars. Stars and
Stars, yes, that's what Chris
stars and loops. All right, let's go on to the frame, since I guess you guys can tell what I'm doing when it's got black on black, which is kind of weird. You can see the stitching. Okay, back into this mount, and here we go. Okay, so let's base this first. You guys are just learning all sorts of designs today, aren't you? All right, let's put this in based mode. Stitch across the top. Down the side. I actually pressed, I used the iron and pressed all these quilts onto the battings, so that's why they're already mostly flat and straight. I did a lot of prep work, that way today can go really smoothly, knowing that I was going to go live. Makes it easier, honestly, to have it pre-done, for these little quilts at least. Bigger quilts, it's really hard to do that. That just you load and
No, your machine's
go.
not computerized. It's 100% you.
Nope, not computerized. All this quilting is 100% me. All me. 90% of my work, though, looks like it's computerized. I get comments all the time about that. All right, we're going to do loops and stars. because we're creating our own sunshine with loops and stars. My stars are like all different shaped stars, by the way. They're not all perfect because I'm going plenty of different directions. Which way is this way, that way, up. Sometimes I have to think about that. Because you're just like a children's drawing. You're doing your star, so it sometimes requires a little bit of thought depending on which direction you're going. Again, that requires a little bit of thought. And remember, all these designs that I do can all be done on a sit-down domestic machine. Okay. First thread break of the day. Probably because I ran out of bobbin and I'm not paying attention. Let's pull that through. Pull my needle back up and rethread. I can thread this long arm better than I can thread my Juki. How bad is that?
There's a lot of practice, I guess.
Oh, yep, it was out of bobbin. Oops, throwing things here. Okay, let's find where it stopped and go about 10 stitches above that. And then I tie it off, walk it down to where it ended, and continue on. Did it go the opposite direction? I have no idea. There we go, whatever. clean up this thread mess though real quick. Stop right here. We're going to advance the quilt.
Are the bobbins bigger? Meaning, do they hold more than a domestic?
Yes, the bobbins are bigger on a long arm than on a domestic. They are. Well, mine are this big. So if you hold your domestic bobbin in your hand on 2 fingers, this one almost covers 2 of my fingers. All right, what was I doing? Advancing the quilt.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this one's going to be 1.5 more passes or 1.25 more passes. This one's longer. Oops, come on. This hook thing being broke, I have to make sure that it's right every time.
Yolanda is 68. She wants to know if you buy a new long arm or a used one.
That all depends. You can get some good deals on used long arms, even from dealers. They all sell used ones, or you can go on Marketplace on Facebook, or you can go on Craigslist. I've seen long arms on Craigslist too. If you look in your area, people list on that still. I've not seen them on any of those newer apps that people sell things on, like Macari and whatever, and all those other weird apps that you sell stuff on. I've not seen long arms on those, but I would check with a local dealer. People bring in long arms and trade them in all the time so that they can have something bigger, or just they didn't like it, so they got a different machine, like an embroidery machine or something. You know, some people just trade them in because they didn't like doing it, you know. So you can find a good deal on a used one. You can get the floor models even. Just set your price range and yeah. All right, here we go. Back to precision mode. I'm stitching in 10 stitches per inch. It's, excuse me, 10 stitches per inch is my go-to always stitch. And notice all of my all of my stars are different shapes, but they're all a star, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to see where I've already done. Black on black for me is, you know, you guys can see it because of the light shadow, but I struggle sometimes.
batting.
No, you use the same batting as you would use with any quilt. If you use Hobbs, or if you use Warm and Natural, and you use Pelon, or you use any of that, you use what you use, the same as long arm or sit down. It don't matter. If you want to use polyester, cotton, bamboo, whatever you want, it's all the same. Same batting. Okay, we're going to advance this little quilt one more time. Oop, come on. Gotta pay attention to that broke little thingy. All right, this will be the last advance, and then this one will be done. All righty. Let's baste this thing, keeping it all nice and straight. And just so you guys know, I didn't piece this quilt or the one I did wood grain on. These were donated to me to do as I wish with and have fun on them. I mainly use stuff like this just to have fun usually when I get little quilt tops. Back to precision mode, and on I go. That's a funky star right there.
Take a second and say hi to Jordan and tell her what your favorite color is.
Who?
Hi. Jordan.
Hi, Jordan. My favorite color is purple. She's what? 5. Aw, 5 years old. 5 years old and watching me quilt stars. How lovely. It's probably very intriguing for a little one to watch this. Quilt number 3 is done. Whew. I'm powering through these, my friends. I'm like a locomotive today. Chugga, 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 choo, choo. All right. I'm going to leave you guys on the frame while I pop it off, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. All right, I'm gonna pop this. Come on, there you go. All right, we're gonna lay this on the floor. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. This one will get bound in black, same as any other one that's made with black today. Okay, I'm gonna take you down under, and there it is. Right there, there we go. Whole thing is in the picture. You can see the loops, you can see the stars, you can read what it says. So you can't even tell I went through the letters or anything. I mean, you kind of can on that.
Kind of can.
You kind of can on this dark part right here, the white, where I go through that. But other than that, you really can't tell. So there it is. Yep. So there it is. Again, it's all me, no computers, for those that are curious. I do this all on my own. I've learned so many designs. My head is filled with computer. My head is the computer. All right, there's what the back looks like. You can see it's filled in equally throughout the whole thing. So it's proportioned properly. Alrighty, I'm going to put you back on this mount and then grab another quilt. And then I think that'll be my last for today's video because I have been on here quite some time.
GL of Skulliver, how many weeks left?
Probably like 3 more weeks left of Skulliver. We got to finish putting the blocks together. That's next week. That's the last of putting blocks together. The week after on Skulliver is laying the quilt out and sewing it together. The whole entire top we're going to try to do in one video. And then the next video after that, I don't know if it's going to happen right away, but that will be quilting of Skulliver. All right, I'll be right back with another quilt.
How many do you have left?
1, 2, 3.
Oh. Another 20 minutes, you'll be on for 2 hours.
Okay, well, we're going to do this guy.
Oh, that's pretty. I like that
So here's my open gates one. Can you see the border on this? Right here. So this had this really pretty border. And I have, in my stash, I had a similar fabric to this. It's pretty much the same exact thing, but it's on polka dots. There's little dots in it. So that's what I chose for the back of this one, since I'm keeping this as a wall hanging. So we're going to do that one. So let's go ahead and load the back. All I need to do is lay it on here, just like that. Hold it still. Go. Snap it on. After a while of having the red snappers, they go on easily. Just a little squeeze. Takes about 3 or 4 weeks of loading and unloading quilts for the red snappers to work properly, where they're not straining your hands too bad. Okay, I'm going to go back to the back side. Pull this around. Oh, let's lower that. this one does have binding already made for it. In the color that is the center of the flower part design of this quilt. Ooh, I need a little bit more, a little bit more. And we're going to switch to white thread for this one. This one I already pre-planned white thread for it. I didn't pre-roll bobbins or anything, so I'm hoping that I have some white ones already rolled. And we're also going to switch to using the ruler base and a ruler. All right, I have one white bobbin. Is that white or is that super white? I don't know, it's white. That's all that matters. All right, let's switch to the white. Put the thread net around it. One bobbin should do, hopefully. All right. Take that off. Put this on. We're going to grab my ruler base and a ruler for this one. Okay. All right, so this is my ruler base. I'm just gonna slide it on here. It just goes on really easily, snaps on. It goes on easily and it comes off easily. Okay. Side clamps on. Ooh, perfect. Almost. I need to loosen just a little. Still too tight. It's not. Just looks it. All right, let's grab this side. Down there. Make sure that it's connected. I'm going to tighten it down. There we go. Grab the quilt top, lay it on here. It's all center, all good.
It's all good.
It's all good. There we go. That's better. All right, let's pull that black through the top. Oh, that's the bobbin. Okay, so we're switching to white thread for this one. I could use black, but I'm actually just echo stitching in here, so I kind of already pre-planned-ish the idea for this one when it comes to quilting it. Frame for queen size, and that's for king size. That's pushing it with a 10-foot frame because I had a 10-foot frame, and I got one quilt on there that was 110 by 110, and my quilt was taking up the leaders from end to end, the back of the quilt, and I barely had space on both the sides. This is a 12-foot frame, and the biggest quilt I ever did on this one is 120 inches by 120 inches, and I still had plenty of room on both sides. So yeah, a little difference there. Okay, we're gonna switch to the other camera mount. Camera's moving. You guys are used to this by now. All right, last and final move. Well, for now, can stay right there.
Yeah, remember you paper piecing that.
Yep, this is just from a recent video from
Open Gate
Quilts. Hold on, I'm trying to find my little slim ruler. Ha, there's Slim right there. Oh, look, my flashlight, my scissors. Oy, found it all. Found all the things I needed. All right, we're gonna baste this real quick, and then we're gonna do some ruler work on this one. It shouldn't take too long. I'm pretty quick with ruler work too, just as I am with regular stitching. This is gonna... Usually I have these quilted during the video, but the house was torn up when I filmed this. So I didn't have access to the long arm when I filmed this Open Gates box opening for this quilt just recently. And you'd think I'd be a master at paper piecing by now, but I had a little issue with this one too.
Have you showed off your flowers yet?
Have I showed off my flowers?
Floors. Supposed to be floors.
No, I'm making a video, guys, a vlog. It's all filmed. I just need to edit it together. All the parts and pieces of the video just need to be thrown into one video. It's like a vlog of the whole house from start to finish. Okay, I'm gonna start with, and even with where I'm at right now with this whole using a ruler base and ruler work, I'm actually gonna start stitching in the ditch now, right here. And I'm going to stitch on this side and on this side. I'm going to try to keep my stitching out of the black. I'm using 10 stitches per inch still. I don't really change it unless I'm doing, like I said, unless I'm doing something specific. But, oops, it'd be nice if it was on precision. All right, so let's try to stay in the white. This is the part that probably takes the longest, is me trying to stitch in the ditch. That's one thing I'm not perfected, is staying in the ditch perfectly. I mean, it looks good when it's hung on a wall, so nobody ever sees that it's not perfect. I just don't want too much white in the black. I'm trying to stay away from being in the black instead. I really am not that great with stitching a ditch, though. Sorry for the super shaky camera. I can't control that with ruler work. I can go like super slow, I guess. Oh yeah, it really shakes with ruler work.
Can you leave the ruler base on all the time, or does it mess up free motion flow when you're not using rollers?
The reason why I take the ruler base off for free motion quilting is because when the ruler base is on, I can't stretch the quilt. So like say I was free motion quilting, and I'll just show you as an example real quick because I got to tie this off anyway. If I was free motion quilting this right now with a ruler base on it, do you see that my quilt doesn't shift or move? Well, sometimes big quilts especially have a lot of fullness in them. So I have to push, you know, with the ruler base off, I push to hold it a little bit tight, you know, to keep it out of the way. Or if there's a ton of seams with a ruler base, see how it gets stuck on the seams like that? This is why I remove the ruler base. So I 100% say take it off if you're not ruler working. All right, we're going to go on to this side now and start stitching as much as we can in here. Again, I'm going to do my best to stay off the black and only on the white. I don't know why I'm trying to be so perfect with it, but it is going to be hanging on my wall. So, and I love black and white quilts. I'm definitely like monochromatic quilts. So you can see right here, I lost most of the points on that block. I wasn't paying attention to my 1/4 inch seam very well. But with the stitching, you'll never know.
Ever since you do the 20/20 rule, you go past it 20 feet away doing 20 miles an hour and not see mistakes, always good.
Yep.
I like that. That's fun.
And you know who sees it? Me. I complain about my quilting all the time, but Scott always says it's beautiful. I don't really get much company. I mean, my kids come and they say, "Oh, Mom, that's amazing." And then they see it that one time and they never pay attention to it again.
Your work is outstanding. You are too picky. Your work is beautiful.
Okay, let's come up here. What do I want to do? See, and I got in the black, and I didn't want to get in the black, but whatever. I think I'm going to... I want to echo these. And echo around here. No, I want to stitch right up to it. All right, I'm making up my mind right now. We're going to come right here. We're going to go a 1/4 inch away, and we're going to echo them. We're going to come right to this edge. Stitch in that ditch. And then I'm going to echo down just a smidge right there. Sorry about the shaking, guys. I cannot control that when I'm ruler working. So what I'm doing is I'm lining the edge of my ruler up with the edge of the piece of the block. I'll stop about right there because I think that's close enough on that one. Sometimes I mess up. I'm not perfect. Never said I was. And I stitched in the black and I didn't want to again. Stop right there. So you can see my foot touches the edge of this, and on the back side is touching the edge of there. That's where I need to stop. Because my foot is a 1/4 inch. Right there. Stop there. Stop here. And after a while of using rulers, you get used to them. They're fairly easy to control. You can get finger fatigue, though. The smaller the ruler, it will fatigue out your fingers. It does for me, especially when I quilt a lot. All right, we're going to come up right to this. We're going to stitch in the ditch. It's right there. And then go this way. And with ruler work on a sit-down machine, it's even more tiresome on your fingers. I did that on my Juki, and I honestly did not like doing it. With a stand-up, it's easier because I have more room to move around with the rulers. Oops, there's a little close again, but again, we're just gonna keep going. There. Come on, stay. Right to that ditch. Come down. And I got in the black and I didn't want to, but that's okay, because again, it's only me. All right, so I have to stop right here because I can't go any farther down, but I'm going to echo in here now. So let's see how far. Is that a 1/4 inch? Oh, I can do. All right, so we're going to come up right here. I'm going to line this up on that previous line. So my ruler is on the previous line, and now I'm just going to echo back to the other side. So I'm lining it up with the previous line. So I'm literally going to be stopping right here. And we're going to go to the other side and line it up. The ruler is on the edge of my stitching. Go to this side. And I'm going to come down. Oops. We're going to go 1 ruler length away again, which is a 1/4 inch. And we're going stop right here when it's touching the ruler length of right there. And echo for a third. And I'm only going to do 3, I think. So we're going to stitch back up here. We're just going to do 1 echo in these because there's not much real space to work with. Go back all the way around. Oops. Notice I didn't use my ruler on that one. I just lined the edge of my ruler up with the previous line, knowing that that's where the ruler was going to land. So we're going to do 3 again in here. Well, 2 technically. Stopping right at the tip, coming to this side, lining it up. Come over. Stop there. Change position. Okay, so there's 3 lines, same as the other side. Down, up. And I went in the black. Oops. Be very careful with that. We're going to do 3 lines in here, or 2 more, I mean. 2 more stitch lines. Into the end. Oops, come on, right there. Down. Stop there. Move my hand. And come down this. And tie off right here. And that's how I'm stitching in there. So what I'm going to do now is, I was thinking of a flower in this border, so I might just do, let's do it from about right here. So we're going to just make a rose. I'm just going to do roses around the whole thing. So I'm just going to literally start it from right here. I do have my ruler base on, which is perfectly fine.
No,
I'm good right now. I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to do 2 leaves on every one of my roses. And they're always going to land in a different spot. Sometimes they're crooked like that, and I can't get a second one. The other thing that the ruler base affects is it hits my clamps on the sides. So sometimes that messes me up. You might not be able to see it on the back due to the fact that I am using white thread. I need to exit right there. All right, that one's just gonna get tied off right here until I advance. And then this one, I could actually just go the opposite direction and get two in here. I'm just gonna start me right here. Cut all that off, and then we're just gonna go backwards with the rows. It's hitting this thing. The side clamp made me have a little mess up right here, but that's okay. The only bad thing about the side clamps that I don't like. Out and around, and this is where I tie off right here, advance it, do the center real quick, and last of the roses, and this quilt will be done too.
Did you do that rose on any of your others?
Yeah, I did that same rose on the other one with the khaki that I just did the what is it called?
I'll get that. She wants to see the back of that one when you're done.
Oh yeah, just go grab one.
Yeah.
It's the one with the khaki thread.
I know which one the khaki is. I know. I got you.
Alright. Okay. And put that over here. We're going to baste around this real quick.
You can show the front or the back of this.
Here, bring it right here.
Here.
All right, here is a rose. I'm doing bigger than this though right now. So you come around into a loop. You make that loop and then you exit that loop with squiggly lines around and around until you get your rose however big you want it. And then by the time you get your squiggles all the way around, then you can add a leaf or two to the end of it. I think that's the only one that's easily accessible. Here's one that's easily accessible right here. So again, you come in to a loop and then you exit that loop by squiggle lining all the way around till you get it as big as you want it. And then you add however many leaves. I usually add 2, and then I exit out from there. So that's pretty much what I'm doing, except no loop-de-loops in between. All right, so.
No.
Oops. It'd be nice if it was actually basting. That's all I'm doing on those around the border of this. So this is pretty simply quilted. But like I said, I didn't want to like spend all day quilting, but I did want to get all these quilts done. Okay, so I'm going to tie off. I'm going to go ahead and start with stitching in the ditch around here first. I'm going to find where I ended. all my threads. Excuse me. We're going to stitch not in the black as best as possible. And there we go, almost getting in there again. Here, coming this way. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and tie off. And then I'm gonna move over just a smidge to this side, right here. Tie it and stitch in this stitch first.
What ruler is that you're using?
This is Slim. It's an Angela Walters ruler called Slim by Creative Grids. And you can find those, I don't know where. Lots of places sell them. Huh? Sewing Machines Plus I know has quilting rulers. I don't know if they have the Angela Walters ones though. I don't know about that quarter shop. I've never Googled it on, or Googled, I've never looked on their website for it. No, they don't. I had a stitch problem here. Let's rip that out. Shouldn't be out of bobbin, but it's most likely the bobbin that caused it. Yep, it's stuck. I'm just going to reload that. Pull my thread through because in case it's shredded or something. Come back just a little bit. Tie it off and continue on. So right where I stopped, right there. I'm going to clip all these threads now. And we're going to go in all these points now, and that's in the flowers, and that's all we need to do. So I just line the ruler up.
Slim?
Yeah, this is Creative Grids Slim. I'm actually going to go ahead and just echo while I'm here.
$6,
Yeah. Oh, look at that. I didn't know they sold it.
Let's see.
So Connecting Threads sells these rulers. And Scott's looking to see if Fat Quarter Shop has it. I have most of the Angela Walters rulers. I love them. They're amazing. A friend of mine bought me the set. So that's why I don't know who sold them, because I only bought one on my own.
One of those phone holders from the dollar store, whoever uses them.
The what?
Phone holder from the dollar store.
For the hand and wrist,
Tucker uses
phone
them,
holder.
linked up with the hand and wrist strap.
You mean like the phone holder, a pop socket. I tried the pop socket. Mine broke off. I'm going to come down a little bit with this. I'm reaching too far. I do pretty good without a pop socket, so. Plus, I like to be able to align my hand just right. Alright, stitch and ditch. Right there. Tie that thread off too over there. And right to the point.
And Betty said she tried the pop sockets too. She doesn't like them. They just get in the way.
Yeah, the pop socket gets in the way. Well, because if you have a pop socket on all these little rulers, your fingers have to go in positions. And these right here, I'm constantly hitting my fingers on. And I've gotten my fingers stuck between a ruler and the needle screw with the rulers. Because like I said, I get my hand close sometimes. I'm learning to keep it away, but I've gotten it so close that I got my finger stuck when it was in the down position and smashed my finger. So I don't really care for the pop sockets, honestly. I tried it. I didn't like it. Let's just say that. I think I moved my hand faster without it. But a lot of people use them. And they like them. Look at me stitching in the ditch without the ruler.
You're good, honey. You can do it.
Yeah, I can do it.
I have faith.
I won't do it every time, though. I've tried. I've seen a lot of long armors that can stitch in the ditch without a ruler. I'm like, how does she do it? Or how does he do it, too? Because I watch male quilters as well. I just can't. Not fully, like a lot. All right. 2 more to do, and then we move on to the finish, and then this will be done. This one's not getting heavily quilted like I normally do with my personal quilts. This one's just lightly echoed around. Huh? Oh, hey, Monique. I'm working on one of your quilts from the box right now.
Yeah,
What she already knows that. If you guys are interested, check out Open Gate Quilts.
Yeah,
I think she has a thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I put it on there.
Oh, okay. All right, let's do the roses the rest of the way around. I'm going to remove my ruler base to finish that off because it's annoying.
Plugging her site, yes. So we're plugging her site.
Yep, it's an annoying thing, so it's getting taken off of here. All right, so I'm going to come in from this edge, and I'm going to do 2 more roses right here, and then go across the bottom, and then up the other side to where it meets at the other side, and that will be the last of this. And then I could show you what this one looks like, and we'll have done 4 little quilts today.
In 2 hours, that's pretty good.
In 2 hours, yeah. All right, let's do these roses. Yeah, I could have. Yes, the machine has a stitch regulator. It's stitching at 10 stitches per inch, is which I normally prefer to use, is 10 stitches per inch. That's my go-to stitch length. So the rose leaves could always end up in another position. So if I want them here, that's where I'm going to add them. They don't always have to come off of the start side. So because I wanted to fill in, you know, a little bit of space. one's going to be a little bit bigger than the rest because of the section that I'm trying to fill in the corner. All right, and I can fit one more. So there's not an equal amount on both sides of the roses, but that's okay. So if I want my leaf right here, I can put a leaf right here, you know, or I can come around here and actually add one right here. They don't have to be equal. All right, quilt number 4 today, for today's video at least, I will finish the other ones later, is complete. So let's pop it off and see how it looks. All righty. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that, guys. This one has binding fabric already cut and ready to go. It came with the kit, putting this together, so I don't have to worry about choosing a binding for this. All right, let's lay it on the floor and look at it. Here we go. Out of the hook. Okay, camera's gonna move. Here we go. Over to here.
Wonder if you were going in and out all day because of mine. I'm circling a lot, but I just figured it was this computer.
There it is. So it's simple yet elegant, and I think it looks amazing. Let's come up close so you can see the roses as best as possible. Again, it's white thread on white fabric. So you can see it comes in, makes the swirl, and then looped, you know, squiggly around, and then add leaves. So there's 3 on the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on one side, 1, 2, 3 in the middle of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the other side. So I didn't get it completely equal, but, and then this is the color. That's the color of the binding. So let's see what the back looks like, since I had fabric that pretty much looked almost the same.
Oh, wow, that does look.
Has that border fabric. So this is what I had in my stash. So you can see the roses on the back side in the center of the star. Or not, well, I guess it's a star flowery type of block. So there that is. We're going to take you guys now into the other room and finish off today's video. I'll re-show you every quilt one more time. We're going to come in here. So I still have to do this one, which is going to be a show quilt, what I need to get done. And then I need to do me and Scott's dragon quilt. So that's all I have left to do. Let's pop you guys in a holder. Oops, come on. Right there. Sorry about the move. You know, things happen. Okay.